Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective. Sitting over here at the coffee shop. Just got done with a appointment for Lisa, and good news. Uh, Let me preface this by saying, no matter what, we can't stop the prayers because you guys are rocking it. It's amazing. Uh, I just to refresh your memory a little bit. The Hey DM, preacher, good to see you, brother. Uh, if you guys remember back at the very beginning of this horror story, Carmageddon, how you doing? Uh, she was diagnosed with stage 4, and like I told you guys before they ever did anything, they were able to downgrade it. So that can't be anything less than the power of prayer, and for that you guys are just awesome. Hey Margo, I'm delaying my information for a minute while I uh, while I wait for everybody to come on in so they don't have to rewind everything. And they go, wait, what did he say? But 11 people jumped in here. Awesome. Um, we just went for our another one of our follow-ups with the oncologist or cancer doctor, and we got some really good news. We had Lisa had the PET scan done on what was it, 2 days ago? Yeah, Monday. Monday she had the PET scan done, and today we got the reading. GTO Mama, how you doing? Um, Things are good, folks. Right now, the cancer is dead. Uh, Beat the Patriot, good to see you. Yes, it is good news always. This is just amazing. Nacho's live stream, good to see you. Uh, yeah, the cancer is dead. It isn't right now. There is still irradiation, so to speak, in the imagery, but when they were analyzing it, they basically that is the radiation that has been sapping that thing for 33 days ending last month. So it's still fairly irradiated, but the cancer cells themselves are not glowing. So that means that the cancer is dead. And now, um, Mr. Brewer, good to see you. Ruth, Orte de Andrea, how are you? Um, with the fact that the cells are dead, it means that the body will be reconsuming this thing just like any other infection in the body. After you get rid of the infection, your body reabsorbs it. So that's what's going to be taking place. So um, Biden is out to lunch while preparing a meal. Yes, right. Uh, Drop it like it's Scott in the house. Good to see you. Um, yeah, it's amazing. I've never doubted any of you guys, never doubted the power of prayer. I've always been a spiritualist. I've always understood the strength and energy and things like that. And I mean, you can go into the scientific end of prayer if you feel like you need to, but you can also just go into the faith end of it. And both of them are going to come out with a lot of the same conclusions. But so anyway, the body will be reconsuming this thing, but while she's going through there's going to be a lot of discomfort still because you've got all these increased antibodies that are running around in your system, beating hell out of this thing. So you got a war going on right between your breasts, and you got trachea. So it's going to be a little bit rough for for a couple more months. She's going to have some good days, and she's going to have some bad ones. Um, the weight loss issue, really, that's coming down to partly my fault. I've got to get more food in front of her more often instead of waiting for meal times and then trying to get her to eat a bunch. Uh, it's just hard to eat when you're so uncomfortable. Ah, you like some cream and sugar? No, thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, good. Appreciate it. I like this coffee shop. Pretty convenient. It's right next door. While she's getting procedures done, I can come down over here and choke down a cup of coffee. So it works out pretty well for both of us. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start bringing food to her several times throughout the day. I'll make little bitty meals, and we'll do it that way. Just try to get her to increase her intake by spreading it out throughout the day. We do use the boost. I'm going to be 100% honest with help. My mother was, let's see, where did that go? My mother was medical marijuana, brought her weight from 69 up to almost 100. Yeah, we are in that phase. So we're using the medical marijuana. So it's right now it helps her to sleep comfortably because she's still got a lot of anxiety. Great douchebag. Nice, glad to hear everything's going good. Lisa just wanted to tell PresidentElect parlor will now be Cloud Hub. Okay, you can be on Cloud Hub. All right, cool. Meals all day long. It works. Yeah, that's what I'm going to start doing. The other thing is, like I said, just the anxiety from all of this can really work on a person. When all of a sudden you're being told that you've got a 50% chance at life, then all these things start flashing through your head, and it's hard to separate the doom and gloom from the positive effects. So you get a mental battle as well. But she got good news today. It really is going to help. It'll help me to help her because she won't be so down all the time. You don't want to start getting into psychotropic drugs while you're trying to deal with other medications that your body hasn't had much time to get used to. All these massive poisons and things that you put in there to fight cancer. You don't want to start adding other things on top of that. So as far as helping the psyche, the psychological part of it right now, there I went, is it's important for what she heard today. Just getting some good news will help her the rest of the time. The other thing that because of the damage that was done to her lungs, it's going to be quite some time before she'll be off of the oxygen. She can be off of it for short periods of time, which is good, but she is fairly dependent on it right now. And while the healing is being done, that will continue to be so. She'll have to be on that oxygen for whatever period of time. Come on, you can do it. Try to fall again. Anyway, we'll keep her on that, and she also has other medications that she's going to have to take to keep her lungs from tripping out, because they got blasted with radiation for 33 days. Power of prayer, words don't stop. Prayer harder and keep cars coming. Positive thoughts. Absolutely, Pete. That's what I'm saying. Definitely don't stop the prayers now, because they've been working, and when people slack off, okay, well, we've done our thing. It's all good now. We're ready to go. Don't do that. Keep them coming. Keep the positive thoughts, because the psychological aspect of this is just as important to heal as the physical process. It's important. I think right now we're going to concentrate on trying to get her meals done, get food spread out throughout the day, and I'm going to try to get her up and moving a little more. Hard to get motivated to get up and jog around the block when you start wheezing just going to the bathroom. But I'm going to get her up and start getting her strength up. And when I think we can do a travel of about, 4 or 5 hours, we're going to throw her in the truck, tie her down, and then take her out to Jacksonville over there and see Miss Belinda for a few days. That will help too. That'll be the psychological part of it, getting her back moving again, because she's been literally in her recliner or, at appointments for, since at least late February. She got to the point pretty quick where she just couldn't do anything. She was so sick. They support small business and media companies and big tech. There I went again. I got to quit touching my phone. I just barely have it sitting up here on an inverted tripod. So, Zombie 5, how you doing? Mama B, good to see you. Yeah, so anyway, we got really good stuff today. She's going to be doing her immunotherapy for the year. That's not going to change. She's still got to do that for the entire year because literally they poison the hell out of you with chemotherapy. I mean, that's just like dumping Drano down your throat when they dump all those toxins into your body. So the immunotherapy will be definitely a year long. I didn't mean to do that actually. Let's see, how do I get that out there now? Let's all learn together now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Just babbling along. And hey, DM, looks like your comment's going to get to stay there because I don't even see how to pull it. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's DM. She will be joining us for the rest of the video on our screen there. If you guys haven't met, say hi. So, yep, there you are. There I am. So, anyway, I don't know if you guys caught the show last night with me and Pete, but something very interesting happened in this world last night, and some people may have missed it. We had a global internet glitch. It lasted for about 45 minutes, and all of the internet companies, all of the broadcasting companies, the cellular companies, every single internet-based or internet access company went down. They went from, like, YouTube, for example, was 96% inoperative, and then something as big as AT&T was at 59% down. They were almost 60% down. So it all happened at once, right before Pete and I went live, and then it lasted most of the show, and then things started to come back up. So what the hell happened is what I want to know. Yeah, right. But just reminding you guys that 11/11 is a specific date, a significant date for the cabal, and it was just an interesting date to have something like that happen. And some people may not have put much to it. They may have just been thinking, "Oh, my computer must be messing up." But I went into the program that Wake Up showed me, the out detector or whatever, and I went through everything on there. Every single company that uses the internet had at least 50% of their systems were down. God bless America. How you doing? Thank you for those prayers. And yeah, thank you all for those prayers. You guys have been going through this with me. You've seen my emotional side. Some of you that hung out with us during our day of prayer. I'm not usually an emotional person. I keep my emotions pretty well close to the vest, but sometimes you got to let them go because you get a lot built up. But yep, pork chop in the house. So anyhow, that thing happened yesterday during our live show. We were going to do the fact, fiction, and beyond, and man, it just turned into a what the hell kind of show. Let everybody hang out while the whole world was closing down. Yeah, I usually feel soft and squishy, DM. That's my feeling, kind of. But anyway, also just got off the text with Preacher right before we jumped on here, and he said they had a power outage and internet glitch today. So that's interesting. Some unusual things are getting ready to happen, I think. We've got the the most contested election that's ever been done in this country, and people are going to be feisty about it. Works miracles, you will your strength. Absolutely, Jolly. You're right. I'm her right hand man, but God Himself is her powerful force. Don't buy LED lights. They can EMT 5G rays, emit 5G rays through them. Just about everything can. 5G is an ugly. It's at a frequency that's very unique. I'd much rather skip 5G and go to 6G, but you know, what do I know? No, Margo is yours. Somebody's fault. Feisty is an understatement. Who's feisty? Not me. I missed Fact Fiction and Beyond. No, you didn't miss it. We were going to do it, but we ended up doing a whole show about the internet abnormalities that happened yesterday, anomalies. It was everything. Oh, I might be a little feisty, but only when somebody comes at me aggressively. Otherwise, I'm as calm as a kitten. I see you all later. Going to my mom's appointment. All right, well, good luck to her. Enjoy the appointment. I know I always don't. Space Force. Yeah, interesting thought. Could be. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm just reading the chat and shooting shit. Kind of giving you the rundown of what we got going. So at this point, I'm just seeing if I can run over Pete's show so that I can have him going, when the hell is this guy going to end? I got too much longer to go for that. I'm nervous over the election stuff. I'm very confident. Seriosa Cooper, I'm also. There's going to be a lot of legal battles. There's going to be a lot of strange and unusual things going on. There's going to be some events because people don't like to lose. And when they tell you they win and then you find out they didn't, then they like that even less. So you're going to have some feistiness going on. Most of my flashlights are LED. What I paid for them, paid for me and tossing them out. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, he is correct. 5G, that frequency can go through all kinds of electrical devices. Basically, if it has an electric current, it can also handle 5G. Oh, look at that. I got it. Got the M off the board. See, that was an experiment. Never accidentally done that on the phone. Was arrested for trespassing and resist after 2-hour meal in Margo at bar for telling minor busboys about OSHA and mask. Owner was not wearing a mask. Arresting officer refuses to investigate for tell. Now, see, that's some of that bullshit right there. That's why the only place I'll wear a face muzzle is when I'm in the oncology department over here at this hospital with Lisa. Otherwise, I tell them straight up to kiss my ass. They can't force a mandate. They can't enforce an edict. They can't pass a law through executive order, no matter what they say. It's a legislative process. You have to do it the right way. Otherwise, people don't have to abide by it. And the arresting officers or the ones that are enforcing it are wrong. They're totally out of bounds enforcing non-laws, with a badge. Using a badge to enforce an unconstitutional order is not how it works. And yes, that's the stuff that'll get me feisty. If somebody tries to hit me with that shit, because I know the Constitution, I know the laws, and it's up to them to also know the laws. When you get approached by an officer, sometimes they'll be like, well, it's up to you to know the law. All right, well, let's throw down. Let's see who knows the law. And then when you embarrass them, then they'll find another reason to write you up, which is another example of how laws become nefarious. they make so many of them that they can literally hem you up for anything just because they get pissed at you. Yeah, I mean, it's literally where I stand, DM, is not wearing a mask ever, except, I mean, I'm going into this clinic. I mean, they have a no visitor policy, and I already told you about that, where I don't play that game. But I told Lisa I'd be with her all the way through this thing, and they held up to it. They let me go. But I will wear a mask when I'm around some of these people, all of them, because they're frail. When you get all these poisons put in you, you become pretty brittle. So I absolutely wear a mask when I'm down. So, just turning in. Okay. Yeah, Doug, we're just the show is basically this time it's talking about Lisa's update and just pretty much shooting shit with you folks in the chat. Yeah, the clinic would do that definitely. Yeah, it's literally the only place I've gone into stores where they start yelling at me and try to get me to stop, and I just turn and say, "Hey, how you doing?" as I keep walking. Because I don't need to stop and discuss it. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna change my point of view about it, and they're not gonna get their way. So it's better just to wave a hand, say, "Hey, how you doing?" and then keep walking. I am number 12. All right. Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, when you go into this hospital, you have to get checked in, and they put the date on your chest so that you can't leave and then come back tomorrow, for example, and try to just walk right past them, because you could get the vid by, that short period of time. So yes, I am number 12. It could be worse. I could be a number 2. So I'm always happy to be something other than that. I saw someone comment here after the show. Please go and check the song I wrote for our great president, Justin Wayne's with channel. Okay, I can do that. If you have a link, well, you're not a moderator, but if somebody can find his channel, throw a link. I'm willing to do that. Let everybody go over there and see what kind of music you got. Some quarantine doctors, orders, that is oxymoron. Right. I'm glad all is doing well today. Yeah, it's a good day because we got some really good news today. Lisa's cancer is basically dead. Now we just have to get her ass recovered and back up to her feisty little self, and then we'll start doing some things like we still, there's no way we're making it to DC on the 14th, and everybody understands that. But for example, if we can, spend a couple of weeks getting her food cycle figured out, how to get her to eat more throughout the day, get her weight to start moving in the other direction, and then frankly get her feeling better, then we are going to start getting out and doing stuff. Hey Nancy, good to see you. Please find a way to get my are you talking about me? Because if you want me to exchange phone numbers with you, I have no problem with that, but you have to send me an email, and then my email is underneath every video. It'll be under this one when I get home, but any video you can get my contact information, and I'll exchange numbers with you by email. I won't post it on here because I don't need morons calling me, but anybody that has been in my chat for a while and we've had enough communication, I don't mind giving out my number. Well, thank you, DM. That's the email. Hi, I'm late. Not a daily. Late, but never. I mean, if you're here, then you're never late. Something like that. Hey. Hay's for horses. Hey, Pete. I know you're going live, so I'm not going to run over your time, even though I was thinking about it, at least talking about it. Just trying to make you scared or something. I call you. What, did you just do that just now? Was that you that I called on? No, it couldn't have been because that was an 850 number. Is there any Lisa? Gloria, right now, of course, she likes cookies and things like that, but some of the medication that she was on during this treatment kicked her sugar level in the ass. So she can have anything she wants in small portions. So we still have to be careful with her sugar while her pancreas is basically healing up from the shock that it took, and the liver has to settle down so it's not secreting so much glucose. I'll get $2. Okay, yeah, that's a good way to do it, Preacher. Do that, Jolly. If you want to get a hold of me, my contact info, you can get it through Preacher. I agree with that. Talking about awesome going back next week. I worked before when I was sick as a dog. Okay, well, it's good to get back on the horse, man. Stay on as long as you want. No, I'm good. Lisa probably went in. She actually told me, she said, go on outside and tell the people what's going on, because I had the show scheduled for 12, but she hadn't been taken to the back yet. So that little tiny bit right there is another example of her going through the healing process, because any other time she would have said, no, don't leave me, let me wait until I go back or whatever. She literally couldn't handle having me out of her arm's reach, which, that's fine. That's great. That's what I'm for. But today was kind of cool because she said, no, go on outside, tell everybody what's going on, and I'll be fine. They'll come get me when they're ready for me. So, Mama B, thank you very much. I pray for all you guys all the time too, just to keep us all safe. I try to put an umbrella of prayer over all of my patriots. So that's a good thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Those cards and these packages that you guys are giving, the care packages and stuff. I know she hasn't been on video to say how she feels about it, but I promise you, she's really lights up her day, and she loves you guys for it. We are going to do a live video together. I will guarantee that. Try to stop smoking. I would, but I don't take any more medications. Smoking is all I got left, and I use it for pain management because my back, more than 90% of my back is made out of titanium, so I hurt all the time. So I won't live to be 80, and I understand that, but I can't go without anything, or else I'd end up going back to drinking, and that would suck. That's the title of the video, Mushrooms as Medicine. Yes, I've seen that. They're actually experimenting with shrooms for people with epilepsy and brain tumors, brain disorders, traumatic brain injury, that kind of stuff. And yeah, smoke weed too. All of these things that are on the earth, the marijuana, the mushrooms, the cocaine, cocaine is the coca plant, and these things have been on the planet since way before we were. The only problem is somebody decided this type of stuff needed to be illegal, because then they could regulate it, they could prosecute for it, and they could make money on the system. But things like cocaine, for example, I think is stupid to inhale it. But as far as a emergency medicine, if you get a gaping wound and you happen to have cocaine, if you put cocaine in that gaping wound, it goes numb instantly. So something like field medicine for the military, that's something that should have been continued, because if somebody gets a bad wound in the military, if you're in a dangerous position, you don't need somebody screaming, so you slap that cocaine down on that wound and it goes dead, and then the person is absolutely painless. gets them a chance to get medical help and stay quiet while doing it. So all of this stuff that the government decided is illegal and they needed to regulate, there's a reason for that, because it works. And big pharmaceutical can't have stuff coming from the earth that interferes with their massive amount of money that they can make on their pharmaceuticals that have 10,000 side effects. So I am following that mushroom deal, because there are some really promising things happening with it, and you know, it could be a game changer for traumatic brain injury and stuff like that. Margo, if not, it's preacher's fault. Absolutely, got to blame somebody. You know, you got to follow the liberal way. You can never take responsibility for yourself. You have to blame somebody else. So we should learn that since they want to take over the world. Let's see, I just saw something there. They want to make money out of sickness. Yes, that's exactly what they want. I drink this stuff, my man. Unfortunately, can't drink it at work. Yeah, I used to dump it back by the buckets, and I got off of that. And I don't take any more medication of any kind. And basically, if my only crutch is my coffee and my smokes, then I've done pretty good in this part of my life. Marijuana helps brain washing. Not sure if you mean that is it in a negative way or a positive way, Mama. I'm curious, not being critical. I'm just curious if they're saying it helps to brainwash or if it helps prevent the brainwash. Pioneer cabbage and weed that looks like Lillian, but with spiky leaves is a great pain reliever. Yeah, and the century plant is good for sutures. You can actually break the needle off the top of a century plant, and when you pull it out, it has a long hard string on it, and that's good for field sutures. Always trying to pass the buck. We all know it's your fault. Yeah, poor Margo. I know. She'll come to the realization someday. Although she pushes for the prayers pretty hard, so I'll have to say it's preacher's fault. You know, see how it works. There's got to be a loyalty thing. Wait a minute. Shit. Preacher pushes the prayers too. Somebody's going to have to take responsibility. That's all there is to it. No pardon necessary. Okay, well, I'm outside in a public area, so I don't want to be screaming into the phone. But yeah, it's cheap phone, cheap mic. I don't have it on my portable rig. That's in the car. Pete's fault. Absolutely. We can accept that. Yeah, that's the reality of it is that I don't know that there's a whole lot of pain management in marijuana, but there is the brain doesn't pay so much attention to it, and that's how the magic works. Not sure which one it is. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I can't get a new mic on this phone, but I do need to start remembering to carry my portable mic. But I do have my portable rig. I could plug it in, but we got 20 minutes left. The Jeep is so far away. So, hello, Sam. Good to see you. You have to jump back to the first 3 or 4 minutes of this thing to hear the report on Lisa, because it's pretty good. Happy New Year's, happy good. First 5 minutes on that. Hoping, like Scotland, we realize the landlords are not concerned about the tenants. Great part action. Yeah. Freedom. All right. So, you guys got any questions for me? Any comments? Any gripes or anything else? If not, I pretty much over everything. That's what's up. Gone over everything I can go over on her report, without getting into HIPAA laws. So we can't do that. Let's see, give you a second to see if you got anything going. Hey, this is the most animated live show I've ever done, I think. At least with the camera. Anyway, I will give you guys the warning. You need to be vigilant. You need to be alert as things progress with this, as this election or selection, as it were. It's going to get ugly out here. You guys just need to be ready to protect you and yours. So barely hanging on out here, need relief, or my health is going south. Mama B, you gotta fight the system. Get out and do your thing. Sometimes you have to risk arrest in order to make a statement. Oh yes, I am Alex. Disabled Vets Perspective, otherwise known as Alex. Mama B, there too. Okay, that's your poop tube. Cool. Let's see. No questions for me. That's pretty interesting. This is like open mic night. You guys could wear me out with questions. Nothing, I think. Okay. Yeah, I like listening to Sam too. She finds the goods and gets it out there, and that's what this is all about. Oh, Beetlejuice, the mayor of Chicago. I heard that she had something come up today that she kind of popped her whole head out of the hole, but I don't know what that is because I haven't been home yet. We got up and headed out to the clinic for Lisa's appointment, and that's where we've been. But she was actually supposed to go in at 11, and we didn't get her in until at least the afternoon. I'll go back to what you said. Cool. Yeah, thanks, Sam. It's good news. Lisa's prognosis is good. So all the prayers and everything have really been amazing. Really helped. And you guys just rock the joint. Alex, question: what do you get when you put two of those in a shoebox? Paralopers. You can see that. You're on Twit, Parlor, and D Live. Yeah, too many twits for me on Twitter. I don't deal with that one well. I would just end up getting banned constantly because I had to, like I told you, I'm the kind of person that grabs the cat by the tail and scrubs the fur the wrong way. And I realized that a lot of these young, stupid liberals, their whole life functions on emotion. So all I do is rasp their emotions, and then they lose their minds, and then I lose my Twitter or whatever. So whatever, I let it go. Working on trying to chat as urging. Great. Do recommend any good books for those. A good way to look at the possibility of alternative medicines would be to find your tribe, a local Indian tribe, and see if you can get some time with their medicine man. I have one here that I talk to. He's a spiritual healer and a medicine man, and I've learned a lot from him. So, and they're willing to share because people. It's sort of a dying art because everybody runs to the Walgreens to get their medicine and stuff now. So they're willing to share their information. If you're willing to learn it, they'll teach you what they know. Uh, it does work. I wish that I was more of a medicine man. I wish I'd have studied it when I was younger. My father was a physician, and he definitely was one that was in favor of holistic medicine as well as chemical medicine, just depending on the application. But he wasn't afraid to tell people to go for certain herbs and things like that. Lisa Patriot, good afternoon. Yeah, I wonder if Lisa's eavesdropping on us right now from upstairs, because she could be. She does that sometimes just to make sure I don't get out of line, so she can smack me around a little bit. Although she's not got that much energy yet, so I don't have to worry about the beatings for a while. Well, thank you, Mama B. Appreciate that. I accidentally make a good idea once in a while. It just falls out. I don't have much control of it. Hi, see. I've been in water timeout for years. I'm the president of it, but recently let back on. Yeah. Well, here's going to be an interesting thing because of this glitch that happened yesterday. I don't remember who it was, but somebody mentioned the quantum computer system that has been talked about for a while, which is a control system. I think it's controlled by the government, which may not be a great thing. But somebody suggested, what if they turned on the quantum and loaded everything up on it and took over? What was that there? Ticketmaster requesting proof of COVID vaccine. I saw that, which also means that I won't be going to concerts. So that's disappointing. But, I'll live. Until the games are done, I'm not going to be participating in their charade. President-elect preacher on Twitter now. Yeah, I saw that. A lot of people are putting president-elect. You never know. The Electoral College hasn't done their thing yet, so you might well be. That could be a surprise. Hello. Pretty good. Let's see. Big pharmaceutical daily side effects. Yeah, if you listen to the commercials, they talk about this medicine can heal your stubbed toe, but it may cause pancreatic failure, kidney disease, cancer, and all the other shit. And then they say, talk to your doctor and find out if it's right for you. Just don't. I'm not into it. Yeah, I literally, if I tried to do Twitter, I think I'd be banned probably in my first hour. Lisa doesn't have a blow-up hammer to beat you with. That's true. So there are some positives in life. But remember, Pete's wife does. So that helps a lot. I was just reading about wild lettuce, natural pain reliever. Get it on it. Let's see. Hello, Steak 59. How are you? Everybody, how did you fare with the ETA last night? Oh, it didn't even, it wasn't on my side. We've already had R2 for this year, so I figure that's good enough. We're done. Took out our favorite damn tree. I've been growing a tree for 10 years and had it so it had a nice arch right over the steps leaving my deck. And that hurricane amputated that entire side of the tree. So now it's just got one sprig sticking up. So we'll have to start all over again. But whatever, we'll get it done. Tell your doctor if you have parasites. Shouldn't they tell you? Kind of, it would make sense. I can get Lisa a hammer, just like I got for her. Would you do that, preacher? Would you really do that for me? God bless you, brother, man. You just, you are looking out for us over here. But I wouldn't recommend it. Just, my personal opinion. Yes, Oprah is next in line for sure. Hopefully she can stay balanced. Yeah, hot peppers will kill all parasites in your body. Well, here's an interesting thing about hot peppers too. Um, my father was dealing with a bleeding ulcer, and it actually had been with him for several years. And they they got stationed over in Indonesia, and they don't have much refrigeration, so everything they use to keep the food fresh is spices. So everything you eat over there, sets fire to you. So he went over there with about a 3 centimeter bleeding ulcer in his stomach, and after a year living there, it was completely gone, and very little scar tissue showing from it. Go with praying and laying your hands on her. Prayer with God. Yes, we do. We approved it. Of course, Vince, who else? I wouldn't know. Anybody here from Florida Gym? I have not. Uh, I know. I think Jeff B was getting some rain effect from that last storm, but I haven't heard from Florida Jim. I don't know if he was in the range of it. Thing is, that was pretty much a water event. It was a little breezy, but mostly it was going to get wet. Florida can hold a lot of water, so it helps. Portuguese remedy. Interesting. That makes sense. Thank you, Margo. Yes, please keep them up. Keep those prayers coming because you guys have gotten us this far, and it's going to keep getting better every single day. Um, all but 6 inches. Your cat swallowed an 18-inch string. That's good. That could have killed her. Love hot peppers in my food. I'm not a fan. I like to cook. I like to make things. I've learned how to cook meals from all over the world, so it's interesting. But what I like is when you can cook something and let somebody try it, and they can't tell you one single ingredient that you put in there because all of the food is blended so well that it becomes a secret. That's when you know you've done it right. When everything works together and you can't pull out one individual flavor by itself. Florida Jim posted yesterday and said it was lots of rain. Okay, yeah. One thing about Florida is they're not real good about keeping their electric on. So if a bee farts on his way by a power line, you're liable to lose your electric over here. Oh, there it went. A week later, string came out. Yeah, same on a stick. Dog looking in the mouth, poison. Oh, that sucks. All right, so we got, what do we got? 8 minutes before we have to go suffer through another hour of Pete the Patriot. It's like one of those bad tastes. You just got to try it again because you just can't imagine it tastes that bad. So you take a second lick of it. But no, you guys know I love Pete. Pete's my brother. Brother from another mother. We're like twins, but we're on opposite coasts. Hey, Phil. We just got lots of rain and wind. Nothing bad. Okay, so you were down in that area too. Yeah, Miss Belinda. I haven't talked to her yet, but apparently it went right over Jacksonville. And by the time it got there, I'm sure it was nothing more than just wet. CIA torture chamber. Kenneth, oh, made it out alive. That's a good thing. Let's see. I'll make sure that next time I do this, I'll go ahead and bring my portable rig over here, so I got my microphone and lighting and all that. So it's big and clanky and bulky, and I just figured I'd throw this thing on a little inverted tripod and try it that way. but the microphone is garbage apparently on this phone. This whole phone is garbage. I mean, you buy them cheap because they only last a year. If you can spend the same kind of money on a bunch of money on a really expensive phone, and as much as I use this phone and as much as I do with it, it would still only last a year. Is that a VA sticker on my shirt? No, this is for the little hospital that we go to for my wife for her treatment. We have to get checked in and then get date stamped so that we don't try to get in another day with the same stamp. I have to wear the number 12 until we're done today so that I can get in and out. If I get a call from her or text or something that she needs another bottle of oxygen, I got to be able to take it in there and go up there to her or anything. So that way I don't have to check in every time I walk in the door. I got you some cousins like that too. Yeah, DM, you have an escapee. Get him. Nobody move when I get it. Florida Jim is okay. I'm friends with him on Facebook. He's good. Okay, cool. Yeah, we got a lot of people from Florida here, that's for sure. And that's why it was important on the night when we were doing the election information. I was trying to keep up on the Florida amendments. And it looks like I get to drop the R off of my voting card, which is awesome. You have no idea how satisfying that is, because the party system is such an illegal entity, and it's just designed to break people apart. It's absolute bullshit. I want my independent back on here, and if they ever come up with constitutionalist on a voting ID, then that's exactly what mine will say. He lives on the West Coast. Okay. Rebel Jack, how you doing? All right, so we got 5 minutes for Pete. He's probably twiddling his thumbs right now, just dying to go live. Found a woman talk that was amazed me. He went on Farmers Only. She is, damn, it just drove out of here. And she is an accountant. Go figure. Okay. Ron DeSantis. Yeah. You guys hear about the new bill he's talking about? If you try to burn or loot or murder in this state, we'll shoot you back. And it will be legal. If you try to block traffic, like these assholes that block ambulances, if they drive over you, your fault, not theirs. In other words, don't come to Florida doing something stupid. If you want to come and protest, you want to come bitch about your grievances, hey, that's what the Constitution tells you can do, so go for it. But if you disrupt another person's constitutional rights in your own actions, you're done here. This state is turning more constitutional by the day, and Broward County and Dade County are trying to fight that tooth and nail. So basically, we have to get a grip on those two counties, and then Florida will be the most constitutional state in the union, I think. I am hoping for that. Yeah, preacher, it's about time. Yeah, he's really working it. Thing is, he can't make the legislation, but we did real well getting the conservative mentality into the House and the Senate this time in the election process. So there's a better chance that the legislation will be written and then put across his desk. Still not true that Florida doesn't have open carry still. I think that'll come though. I don't like having to have your rights taken away and then having to pay to get them back. That's what the concealed carry permit is. They take your right and then they charge you to use it again when you pay to get your concealed carry license. So I have issues with that. I have issues with the red flag, but those are things that I protest myself. And, we work to try to get those overturned and bring it back to the constitutionality as it should be. call you back. All right, so we got 2 minutes before Pete starts. I am going to wind this thing up so that he can get on here and do his thing. Kind of redundant if you ask me, but it helps. Yeah, it does. I mean, we can still carry here. That's the main thing. Are we the only ones who can carry concealed in Arizona? No, we can, but we have to have a permit to do it. So basically, they're telling you you can't carry without a license. So you can pay for the license and then you can carry if you qualify. There's Lisa right now. There's let me, while you guys are on here, see what's up. All right, so I'm gonna finish this up. Go to Pete's channel. We'll hang out with him for a little bit. And thank you everybody for coming over and hanging out with me. Appreciate the prayers. Please keep them coming. We're getting through this thing. We're kicking its ass. That's been the goal from the beginning. So you guys are blessed with that. Anyway, that being said, you guys make sure you hit the like button on the way out the door. And we'll talk to you all later. Stay in the fight.